Only 7 pitchers have reached 300 strikeouts in a single MLB season since 2000, a rare feat that defines elite dominance. From peak power arms to all-time greats, this exclusive club represents the gold standard of pitching. So who made the list and what made their seasons unforgettable? Let's take a look. Randy Johnson. No discussion of strikeout supremacy begins without the big unit. Towering at 6'10" with a release point that felt like it came from the first baseline, Randy Johnson was a nightmare for hitters, and his resume reflects it. Johnson didn't just strike out 300 batters once or twice. He hit the mark in 6 separate seasons, with 4 of those coming after the year 2000. Once he reined in his early career wildness, Johnson became a force of nature. From 1998 to 2002, he assembled a 5-year stretch of strikeout accumulation unlike anything we've seen in modern baseball: 1,746 strikeouts. He was relentless, efficient, and consistent deep into his 30s. His 2001 campaign stands out not only for the 372 total Ks, including the postseason, but for the fact that he maintained one of the highest strikeout rates of any qualified starter in the sport's history. That same season, he anchored the D-backs to a World Series title, mowing down opponents with mechanical brutality. In the modern age, Johnson set the tone, a pitcher whose velocity, delivery, and mentality created a formula that every aspiring strikeout artist would try to emulate but rarely replicate. Curt Schilling. If Johnson was the thunder, Curt Schilling was the lightning that followed, fast, sharp, and surgical. While Schilling didn't have the same menacing presence on the mound as Johnson, he matched dominance with pristine control and mental acuity. Known for his pitch efficiency and elite strike-to-walk ratio, Schilling's ability to put hitters away without giving up free passes made him a nightmare to face. Schilling cracked the 300K threshold 3 times, in 1997 and 1998 with the Phillies, and again in 2002 with the D-backs, the latter while sharing a rotation with Johnson. That made Arizona the first team in modern MLB history to feature 2 300 strikeout pitchers in a single season. His 2002 campaign in particular stands out for issuing just 33 walks all year, the fewest of any season on this list, underlining how sheer power isn't the only path to 300 Ks. In Schilling's case, it was about pinpoint location, deception, and knowing how to outthink the opposition. Justin Verlander. When Justin Verlander hit 300 strikeouts in 2019, it was the culmination of one of the most complete seasons of his storied career, and he did it while joining the 3,000 career strikeout club in the same game. At an age when most pitchers are managing decline, Verlander continued to ascend. His delivery was as crisp as ever, and his understanding of sequencing and attacking hitters was unmatched. What made 2019 even more remarkable was that Verlander wasn't even the first pitcher on his own team to reach 300 strikeouts. That honor went to Gerrit Cole, but Verlander's consistency and late-season push allowed him to hit the milestone just in time. His command, longevity, and ability to reinvent himself in Houston's analytically driven system made Verlander a symbol of modern pitching evolution, one foot in the power era, the other in the data-driven world of today's game. Gerrit Cole. Few pitching transformations have been as dramatic or as successful as Gerrit Cole's rise after leaving Pittsburgh. Once a hard-throwing arm with middling strikeout numbers, Cole became a dominant force in Houston's pitching lab. His 2019 season was the apex of that evolution. Cole didn't just cross the 300K mark, he blitzed through it, becoming the second fastest pitcher to ever do so, requiring just under 199 innings. Cole's 4 starts with 14 or more strikeouts that season, combined with a historic strikeout rate that challenged Pedro Martinez's 1999 peak, made him arguably the most overpowering pitcher in the league that year. With elite spin rates and a fastball that rode through the zone, Cole overwhelmed hitters from start to finish. Max Scherzer. If there's a pitcher who could intimidate hitters with just a stare, it's Max Scherzer. The eye intensity, the full-throttle delivery, the obsession with competition, Scherzer brings it all. In 2018, he finally added a 300 strikeout season to his resume, joining the club with a 10 strikeout performance in his final start. That season was a landmark in Scherzer's run of dominance. He had already notched 5 consecutive seasons of 250-plus strikeouts, but this was the first time he hit the elusive mark. It was a testament to his durability, his will, and the sheer variety in his arsenal. Fastball up in the zone, wipeout slider down and away, and a changeup that kept lefties guessing, Scherzer's approach was equal parts calculated and ferocious. Chris Sale. When Chris Sale broke through the 300 strikeout barrier in 2017, he became the first American League pitcher to do it in nearly 2 decades. Sale's unorthodox delivery with a slingshot arm action and deceptive timing made his fastball-slider combination nearly impossible to square up. Hitters knew what was coming, they just couldn't touch it. Sale wasn't all about overpowering, he was also efficiently dominant. He hit the 300 mark in just 31 starts, showcasing an ability to maintain velocity and sharpness deep into games. That season marked a peak in Sale's career, and despite injuries limiting his recent years, the 2017 campaign remains a modern masterpiece in left-handed dominance. Clayton Kershaw. For most of the 2010s, Clayton Kershaw was the standard by which all others were measured, and in 2015, he added a 300 strikeout season to his already packed resume. What made Kershaw's feat so significant was the effortless nature in which he did it. He reached 300 Ks with clinical precision, barely breaking sweat. Kershaw always lets his performance do the talking, but behind his reserved demeanor was a pitcher in full control of his craft, with a curveball that defied physics and a fastball that touched both corners. His 2015 campaign showed that not all power has to come with wildness or flash. Sometimes brilliance is quiet. Kershaw's 300K season is a reminder of how fundamentally sound pitching, with the occasional flash of dominance, can still etch its name into the history books. The future of 300. Who's next? As pitch counts rise and workloads shrink, the 300 strikeout season is becoming an even rarer feat. Teams are more cautious than ever with starters, and modern bullpens mean fewer complete games, fewer innings, and less room for these kinds of towering stats. But that only makes this group even more legendary. It's not just about velocity anymore, it's about durability, evolution, and seizing the moment. Could someone like Spencer Strider break through next? Or will a young fireballer like Paul Skeens eventually climb into this club? The bar is high, and history tells us it's not often cleared. But when it is, when that 300th strikeout is recorded and the crowd erupts, you know you're witnessing greatness. What's your take? Who do you think has the tools to be the next pitcher to punch their ticket into the 300 club? Let us know down in the comments, and if you enjoyed this breakdown of elite pitching greatness, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.